somebody really wants me to watch this video by these two. I guess they're relationship people. Let's give it a shot. I guess it's about more intimate relationships. Let's see what we got
What's
here.
up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
I'll give it a little.
Today's video, that's extra special.
That was not cringe at all. I mean, PDA is fine. It just came off as weird and like performative. I don't know, like like I was for the video. Okay.
Kiss, Morgan, because we got some extra special,
Okay,
a little bit
turn myself
spicy video for you all today. And Morgan, as I was prepping for this, I was just like, it could get spicy. It could get a little awkward. It's just the beauty of talking about this stuff. We
Okay.
want to approach it well, but we also don't want to be one of those channels that like says we're going to talk about sex and then we're super vague and
What's
super
up?
safe.
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready for this?
What are
Ready.
their backstory?
Give a little
here?
disclaimer.
Their channel says Paul and Morgan, honest and entertaining relationship talk. Wow. Okay. Let's see what we got.
The disclaimer is that we're all adults here. If you're not over the age of 18, watch with discretion. If you are someone who struggles with lust or temptation in sexual,
They do seem like they're not the people that broke up on camera. No. That was a different group of people. That was like the cuckoldery, right?
things, when you hear it talked about,
Yeah.
maybe use your wisdom and discernment on whether or not you should watch this. But I hope that this video will encourage married and unmarried people about to get married, going to be married one
Yeah.
day, to just know what to expect
Yeah.
that maybe we didn't know because people didn't talk about it.
I agree. We're not going to get overly descriptive. We're not. Okay, because we know
Okay.
we don't want to go too descriptive, but my goal is for this to be a video that
I mean, there's nothing that you could say that would like offend my sensibilities, bro. The things I do to my wife are just they're Satan shudders. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
if we would have watched this after 4 months of dating and we were starting to think about marriage, it would have been helpful to us.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right, very good. Let's go, baby. What we wish we knew about sex.
Let's go. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We give commentary on culture, social issues, and
You
faith
gotta
to
find
help
the
you meet in
hole.
world.
But of the word, we got our shirts. They are available for one more week. No, less than a week.
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
The
Okay.
31st.
I keep needing to sneeze. I'm just like, I'm probably going to sneeze here in a bit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
in the
interested.
world
Hurry
of
up.
the word, embroidered, stitched in there, Paul and Morgan on the collar. Get yourself one before they're gone. Be wearing them with pride and joy. All right, the link is in the description. Also, big shout out, super quick shout out to Good Ranchers. That's the box I grabbed from the freezer. I just really like these guys, and I am loving particularly the beef. Chicken is fine. Chicken's good.
No, their chicken is amazing, okay?
But I'm more
He loves the guys and he loves the beef, baby. Hey, my friend is speaking facts here. That's all I gotta say.
of a beef/steak guy, and I've been eating a lot of it. So shout out. Use the coupon code. Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
Paul and Morgan to get $30 off your entire order.
And I
That's
put
so
that in the description
doubtful.
as well. Really encourage you guys too if you're wanting to get more meat in your diet.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, Morgan. You picked 3 things that you wish you knew. I picked 4 things. So I will start and we'll kind of bounce things back and forth.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. The first thing that I wish that I had known about sex.
Here's the first thing I wish I had known. Okay, if you're a man with diabetes, your partner is more prone to yeast infections. Okay, because you got sugar penis. So that's if it's a good reason to get that taken care of, guys. Diet and exercise. Okay. I'm so sorry.
We have not shared these with each other.
Before getting married, you asked me to share one, and I said nope.
It's true. I'm scared.
Did you want to share your thing, or let's just dive right in? You can share your thing when it comes to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. First thing I knew about, I wish I had known about sex,
Okay.
was this. Okay. Don't expect your sex once you get married don't expect the sexiness and the adventuresome, crazy, awesome stuff to go from 0 to 100 right out of the gate.
What?
Realize
What
that
the fuck does that mean?
crazy, awesome stuff to go from 0 to 100 right out of the gate. Realize that is going to take some time. And if I had realized that before getting married, I wouldn't have brought out the whipped cream on
What is he talking about? What?
go from 0 to 100. Adventuresome, crazy, awesome stuff to go from 0 to 100 right out of the gate.
What does he mean? The way I'm interpreting this is what he's saying is that like he's waiting until marriage to have sex, like because of most people are like when you get married, the sex will usually get like less crazy. You know what I mean? It gets less adventurous. Which which you can keep it fresh by doing some cool stuff. But my point is like, it sounds to me like they've never done it before, so they're still in that like uncomfortable phase. Because when you first start sleeping with somebody, like it gets good once you know each other well enough, and you're able to set boundaries, and you know what each other likes and dislikes and whatnot. That's when it gets like that's the best. So what are they talking about? What are they talking about? This is weird. Are they Christian or something?
Realize that is going to take some time, and if
He's got a backwards hat on. That means he's Catholic, right?
Getting married, I wouldn't have brought out the whipped cream on our honeymoon. It was a bad idea. It made Morgan cry.
Yes.
You guys brought out whipped cream on your first sexual encounter? Is this what I'm hearing? They're super religious? Why would you need to was he a virgin? I'm not trying to be rude. Why would you need to do anything that would spice anything up the first time you've had sex? Usually you do those things once some stuff gets a little mundane. You start changing it up a little bit. You know, it's like, oh, let me a little whipped cream. Let me get some handcuffs. You know, maybe you piss on somebody a little bit. You know, hey, not me. I've never done that before. God, you can tell my wife's not watching today because she's not in the chat yelling at me. Why would you need to do that on the first date? These guys are weirdos. What the fuck? Okay.
We were like 3 days into our marriage in Miami, Florida on our honeymoon, and he brings out a can of whipped cream, and I'm like,
And here's the thing. It sounds. Take that however you.
I also don't really get the appeal to whipped cream. It just kind of tastes funny. I don't know. Just eat it raw, baby.
You want. You're shocked. You're appalled. You're laughing. But in all reality, in my mind, it was, I'm finally married. Now I welcome everything in the kitchen sink into our sex life. Let's go wild. And Morgan's like,
I'm like, bro, I barely know you.
Let's go.
Morgan's like,
let's go, Brandon. Right?
Man, let's take this slow. And I don't know. I want to be careful of doing generalizations, but I do think typically the man may come out more guns a-blazing, where the woman wants to take it more slowly, more emotionally, getting to know each other in that intimate way.
Yeah, we won't put y'all in a box, but that's just how it was for our marriage. He was guns a-blazing. Let's go, lady. I'm 27 years old and I haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's just good to know.
Oh, was he a fucking virgin before? I mean, God bless you, but damn. Wow. That's something else, my brother in Christ. That's incredible. That's some very tight resolve.
Perhaps communicating about that
Yeah.
before the wedding.
So these guys be giving sex advice? I'm not trying to be rude, but you've never done it before. What's happening? I don't understand. Okay.
Night or before the honeymoon.
Yes.
I think that they were virgins before they even did anything. They got married after 4 months of dating. Wow.
Good job,
Based.
You're welcome.
All right, so here's the thing with me. I was not a virgin. Most of you guys know this when Paul and I got married.
Shit.
But
He was.
it's super
Damn,
interesting
Paul,
because as I've been thinking on this topic, it popped up on my YouTube channel.
But you wanna bet it's not gonna be interesting.
Perry and her husband did a video like this as well, and I was like, oh, that'd be a really
Why'd I
good
kill
one.
them?
So shout out to their
Why is he not dead?
video.
Okay.
But I was thinking like, okay, what do I wish I knew about sex before marriage, before I whatever had a relation with anyone? But it's interesting because I feel very much like when I met Paul, I was in a totally different place in my life. I had repented. I was not living in sin in that way. And when Paul and I got married, like I felt like a virgin. I felt like I had never done it before. And so
No, I mean, honestly, just like, let's pause there and say, praise the Lord. Like, that is so cool.
That's such a cope. First of all, I never want to fuck a virgin because they're terrible and bad. But this guy's like, it's so cool that you could just pray to God and your fucking pussy tightens, dude. I mean, it tightens back up if you don't have sex for just a little while. So, but my point. I don't know, bro. So it's very okay. God bless
really
him. I
is
don't
like that is glory to God. Like he
so
wiped me
interesting.
white as snow, and like I felt like I
Well,
was
let's get
going
this.
into marriage as a virgin, and
Wow.
yeah, so that
Wow.
was really cool.
What a cope.
And so there was really just
Incredible.
like a lot that I just had no idea about sex and within marriage, and so I feel like I can come from a
I can
perspective of
come.
like, I really had no idea about
I'm
sex
gonna
and marriage.
come.
So
Yeah, no, that's good. So that wasn't your first one though, was it?
no.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
no.
Hit us then. Hit
So
us.
my first one is it takes so much more communication than you would think to have a truly healthy sex life. Like
Sure.
if you think that
That's
you've
true.
communicated about sex, you probably haven't communicated enough about sex. And
Okay.
like when there are times when either Paul and I are maybe even making a video or talking to one another or another couple, and like
Couple
we're
swap.
like, oh, our sex, how's our sex life doing? And I'm like, it's great. And Paul's like, well, it's good, but, and I'm like, wait, what? I thought we were good. I thought we were on the same page. And
When you think
so-
you've communicated enough, communicate more.
yes, so
Okay.
that really.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Huge, you guys.
What does Paul want to shove a banana up your ass? Like, what the fuck's going on? Give me the details, girl. Come on, dude. You can't fucking leave us hanging like that. He's not happy in the sex life. What does he want to do? Does he want to like fart on you, or do he want you to fart on him? Frankly, it's like weird if a guy farts on a girl, but the other way around just kind of makes sense. Not to me, to a friend. I don't know.
And I just don't think you can talk about it enough, honestly.
No, that's good. That's good, Morgan. Completely agree. All right. My next thing I wish I had known before getting married. This one's pretty interesting. And this one takes some
All right,
vulnerability on
it better
my
be
part
fucking interesting, you
to
asshole.
share this.
Okay, I'm scared.
It better be interesting,
If you
dude.
guys are looking forward to my next one, give this a thumbs up. Let's get that thumbs up. If this is helpful to you and you enjoy these type of videos, you feel like it'll be helpful to others, help out the algorithm, YouTube algorithm,
Bro,
give it a
come
thumbs
on,
up.
really?
All right, thank you. Here's my
Not
next
this video, it's me.
What I wish I had known was, Paul, be careful what sex books / articles. We'll stick with sex books / articles
Okay.
you read,
What?
because there's a lot out there, and for certain intrigued
Sex
personalities,
books?
I'm a virgin. I was homeschooled. I'm super excited about sex.
You were homeschooled about sex? Damn. Was your mom or your dad the teacher? Which one? It's traumatic either way, right? Damn. Well, if you're religious, it's probably your mom. Damn.
And I would like to be somewhat prepared.
'Cause you're gonna have to stay after school for. You're gonna have to stay after school for. Sorry. For detention, for extra credit, extracurricular.
For it. So I'm thinking, what can I digest? What can I ingest? What's the word? What can I devour pre
Yeah.
our wedding night? And in my mind, I kind
Yeah.
of justified some
Come.
things that I shouldn't have, frankly, because
What
I
does
was
that
like,
mean?
I want to be ready for this. I want to be able to offer myself and not be completely clueless. So I was taking in this
Hey.
stuff.
Lesson number 1: boobs feel like bags of sand. There you go.
And
Next,
that
let's
actually kind
listen.
of goes along with my first one. It caused me
What
to
are you
have
doing,
these expectations,
stepmommy?
because maybe I was just grabbing and reading an article about sex from
The exotic books.
whatever this, the Cosmopolitan at the store, and it's like, that stuff is
Are
actually
you reading a Cosmopolitan? Damn, I guess porn isn't the worst fucking sexual education, bro. A Cosmo? What are you? I didn't even know that was a thing. I called it a Cosmo though, so clearly I do. But what the hell?
a lot of it is kind of garbage, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is
How to riz up your
that don't need
GF.
to be there, because who you're going to end up with is very unique.
Yes.
And sometimes they paint things in a broad brush and get you super
Well, no-
excited and
no
stoked
shit.
when that's not actually the reality of what your special, beautiful sex life is going to be.
This guy literally just like he read in a book to like spice up your marriage with the banana up the fucking rectum, and he like really took that to heart, and he thought that's how he was supposed to go in. He was looking to impress this girl, and she's like, I just want to close my eyes and be done with it. You know, she's just looking to be finished. Damn. I feel like that's one of life's most beautiful things. Awkward intercourse, you know? Yeah.
That's good. And I agree. It was like
Yeah,
I think
Missionary's
Paul showed me
underrated.
one book that he was reading or like at least skimming through, and I was like, oh boy, he is really hyping this up. Hope he doesn't expect me to try that move with him in our first week.
Well, what's the move? What's the move? I'm ready. Let me hear it.
There are plenty of Christian sex books out there that I think are very beneficial.
Or just like sex within marriage are really good ones. Those are typically safe. And there's some that are, you can learn valuable stuff. Sex for dummies. Like there's valuable stuff, but you want to be choosy. You want to be careful.
Definitely. All right, that was a good one. My next
Yeah,
one.
it's
I'm
great.
going to read what I wrote down and then I'm going to explain it a little.
All right.
Okay.
Sex can mean two very different things to each of you. This
Okay.
is something I wish I knew. For him,
So far, hers are actually pretty decent. What was her last? I forgot what her last one is, but hers are pretty good. His are fucking weird.
it could mean a physical moment of intimacy that brings a very nice release of stress, tension, whatever. For me, her, whatever, it could mean a time to connect in a very intimate way where before the physical, you want the relational, the conversation, the cuddling, and that actually means more to you than the actual act of sex.
Okay.
So something like that I came to find is that there are times, it's not every time, but there are times when, for me, the physical act of sex doesn't mean that much. Like, it doesn't do it for me.
It doesn't mean jack squat.
It doesn't.
I'd be so upset if my girl said that to me. Maybe that's true for her. Maybe he's just not able to perform as well. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be that guy. Just God bless you, brother. God bless you, brother. I don't know. But I'd be deeply offended if my girl ever said this in public.
I mean, jack squat, unless I have the relational like interaction with Paul beforehand, where whether it's just like we're just cuddling on the couch watching a TV show before we go to the bedroom and go to bed, or like we just have a conversation with one another, checking in on each other while we lay in bed and he scratches my back, like something that is not a very sexual thing but just a connecting thing, so that I feel like we're on the same page, and then I feel much more connected to him and the physical act becomes much more pleasurable for me. So
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that.
And that
would be the
based.
thing.
is something special that is more important for you.
Yeah.
And for you to be more aware of it early on and able to communicate that with me is helpful for both of us.
Yes, because there were times when like it would just be the physical act of sex for us, and like we would have really not that much conversation beforehand. This is at the beginning of our marriage, and it was like very hard for me because I was like, I'm not like.
You know what's kind of weird though? Like sometimes like I like talking to my wife during sex. I know that sounds so weird. I think it's because I'm getting older, but sometimes it's just like, hey, so like, what's up? You know, it's a weird experience, but sometimes it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's different. You know, it's nice when you can have different types of sex. You know.
Wait, what? I don't feel fully fulfilled right now.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Well, maybe
And
he
then
needs
he
to come
just
more,
walked
huh?
away from
Then you'll be certainly filled up.
Okay.
All right, go on.
This is good. It's just the real deal.
It's the real deal.
All right. My next thing that I wish I had known before
Okay.
getting married was
What is
that
it? Tell me. What do you think about
sex
sex?
and pleasing your partner takes work. And you don't really think of sex being work. Sex is just all pleasure. No, it does take work. It takes focus to
Yeah.
be able to please your partner. And
Yo, let me tell you something. I was talking to my wife the other day, and you know what she said to me? She's like, it's got to be really hard to be a man when it comes to sex, because like for real, women just lay there a lot of times and just take it. And it's kind of true. There are women who put in work, but for the most part, like most of the expectation is on the man to perform. Let's be real. It's tough to be a man. If a girl's not that good in bed, it doesn't mean as much as if a guy's not good in bed. It's kind of true. And so I feel bad for this guy because he was a virgin, and like he might just struggle to kind of like satisfy his wife, and that's not necessarily his fault because she probably doesn't know what the fuck she wants. She's a dumb woman. Women are they're too stupid to know what they want, just generally speaking. I'm sure his wife isn't. But, can't even tell you what they want for dinner. Oh, I'm going to lose a fucking game, dude. Oh, I'm going to shit and come and fucking cry. Stop. Sorry.
give your partner what feels good to them.
Mm-hmm.
And within that, it's also like this continued learning. So for me, I just kind of caution you guys about the types of books you read, but there's also a caution to not do any research and just expect that we've been married 3 years and I love my wife, and so she is happy with our sex life. When in reality, I'm just, not thinking about it. Oh, it's time for sex, and we have sex, and then we on to the next thing. Actually, if I am going and finding books that can teach me how to please my wife, please my wife, it is going to help our sex life be more fruitful, more fulfilling. Always be learning, always be growing. And I plan to, in the near future, pick up another book that I think is a good, safe, wholesome book to continue to grow as a sexual partner to my wife.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it is interesting just like thinking sex is just gonna like happen, and maybe part of that is a problem within the church of not explaining like it does take work. It is a lot of effort, and it's a selfless act sometimes of just like really, learning what
Yeah,
your
true.
spouse truly enjoys and like feels loved by.
Yeah.
And it's awkward, uncomfortable conversations where your feelings might be kind of hurt because if you ask them, "Hey, like do you enjoy when I do this?" and they're like, well,
Yeah.
no.
Right. Oh,
And
that's
it's
it's
like,
tough.
oh, like,
Why is it tough? I mean, like, I guess I've had that with my wife. She's like, "Oh, I don't like that." Like, okay, and I'll be like, "I don't like that." Okay, it's not really that big of a deal. I guess that just kind of boils down to being a little bit self-conscious in general. But you move past that once you like get decent at communicating, as long as it's not like a fundamental problem. It's like, yeah, I don't like your penis in me. That one's a problem. But it's like, oh, I don't like it when you do that angle. It's like, oh, that's not that big of a deal.
oh, this is embarrassing or humbling. But yeah, I mean, just going into this in a very humble way is what you need to always do. And don't be afraid to say, no, I'm not enjoying that.
Yeah.
Say it
True.
correctly.
Yeah, definitely.
Be afraid.
Okay. So this one, I kind of maybe talked about it, but sometimes sex just doesn't do
Feels
it
like bags,
for you, and
sand.
that's okay. But you have to communicate that you want to be loved in other ways to make sure you are getting pleased as well. So, like, yeah, kind of like my previous one before that. Like, there are times when sex just, it felt good, and I enjoyed being with my husband in that way. But like, it's not what I need right now to feel loved by you. And so saying, like, whatever, I'd appreciate some flowers sometime or whatever it is.
You go out.
Yeah. Or can I have a back scratch that lasts 4 hours long? Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's good. And even with
Either she doesn't like sex that much, or he's just not given. I feel this is okay. Hey, God bless.
that, like,
God.
everyone wants to like have these really high expectations, and sometimes, a lot of the times, sex meets those expectations. But sometimes you have sex and it's just okay. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
Sometimes you have sex and it blesses both of you because it is an intimate thing that's really special in marriage, but it's not. I mean, there has been times where it's just like, okay, that sex was just okay.
Yep.
I mean, like, I feel like this is probably a problem for people who are religious, because like for me, I've slept with a decent number of people, and like I have a lot of sexual compatibility with my wife, so I don't really have the problem of like, yeah, there's times where like the sex isn't like mind blowing, but it's all, we've never had like bad sex, you know what I mean? Because we're very compatible. So yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me, and maybe I'm projecting, but it kind of, part of me feels like maybe they're not really sexually compatible, and they're in like a relationship together, and it's rough. It's rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to sex to fulfill your marriage and like make all things good and great, you're looking at sex for the very wrong reasons.
Oh, it
like,
makes a lot of things good and
sex
great, let me
is
tell
just
you.
one part of marriage. It's a
Sure,
big part,
damn.
but it's just one part, and a lot of other things go around
Yeah.
in your marriage.
Yes, but along with that, with sometimes it just being okay, sometimes it's awesome. Like sometimes it is just awesome, and those are the times when afterwards you're just like,
Sex
"Lord,
is fucking
thank you so
awesome,
much."
bro. Damn.
All right, here we go. This one's interesting.
Okay.
Okay, let's see
What I
got.
wish I knew about sex is that sex / lack thereof, and what I mean is when you expected to have it, maybe it was talked about earlier on, or there was some flirty text messages, or you just scheduled like today's our day of sex, and then you get ready, like the night
Day of
is
sex.
moving towards that, and something happens,
Mm-hmm.
and you end up, it's like, oh, we're not gonna have sex. Maybe you get in a fight. Maybe
Well, first of all, I wanted to say that scheduling sex is not really a good idea, in my opinion. I did not want to do that. It's not really a good idea, in my opinion. I don't know. There's something better about kind of a little bit more impromptu. I understand people with like busy schedules maybe will have a different experience and all that, and I get that. But overall, you shouldn't necessarily schedule sex. As to the point where they're talking about how they would fight if they scheduled and didn't happen, I think somebody was saying that like part of this conversation comes off as rapey. I think that's what you're referring to. It doesn't. Like if there's an expectation of like doing it in a marriage because maybe they do have like a higher schedule and one person doesn't want to do it, like it should be understood that that's okay. But I could see why there might be a frustration especially if that's like the allotted time that you're like, oh, we're gonna have sex this day this week, and then like it doesn't happen, and then you don't have sex. So I could see why somebody might be frustrated, but I just don't think that these two have sexual compatibility, which is going to increase like their issues together more than anything else. So yeah,
maybe person just gets super exhausted and is too tired, whatever. For me, sex / lack thereof is, and especially was in our first couple of years, very emotional. And so I remember
emotional.
I would be.
Oh wait, that actually kind of makes sense. He was a virgin. Yeah. So this, I don't know, man. There's like a lot of, I just think there's a lot of issues potentially. You know, being a virgin for marriage, because like I remember when I first started having sex, like I was very self-conscious sexually. And I think that that's a normal experience. Especially if your guy is sleeping with a girl who's done it before. And I feel like for him, there's an interpretation, and there might actually be a truth to her not wanting to sleep with him. And again, maybe I'm projecting from like when I first started having sex, but where he's like, oh, you're not attracted to me, you don't want to fuck me in this way, you don't want to do this. Like it might be true, and he might be struggling with that concept. But I feel like if he's still not good in bed now, it's her fault, like kind of at least 50-50, because like you need to really, I don't know, you need to like communicate better. So
maybe laying over on my side of the bed, and we had gotten an argument.
You gonna cry?
I was like, okay, it's pretty clear that sex isn't happening when I thought it was going to.
Damn.
And it was just brutal.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't get the feeling that it hits you as hard, because there'd be times when I was laying there and I was just like, okay, Morgan's mad at me, or we got something happened, I'm not gonna have sex. I was expecting it, and now I just want to, like, it hits you in a way that
it's interesting. You said that Morgan's mad at me. I wonder if he just thinks that she's mad at. He thinks that he's. Oh my god. I wonder if he just thinks that she's mad at him because she doesn't want to have sex, or if she actually engages in like sexual withholding as a punishment. And I know that sounds a little bit weird. But like that's shitty too. I wonder what, because it's so open to interpretation. You know, it's like hard to say which one it would be.
I don't think I'd ever experienced the feeling of being let down, of sad, of upset. I just want to go get in my car and just drive. I just want to not be here. I'm angry, like literally so many emotions.
Damn. Virgins are crazy, bro.
Because I think it's a combination of sex is just so pleasurable, but it's also so intimate and so beautiful.
And that's the only place he's getting it too.
Yeah,
Obviously you're married, but
definitely like if Paul and I get into an argument and sex doesn't end up being on the table that night or whatever, in the first few years of our marriage, I knew that it hit Paul way harder than it hit me. Like I would just roll over and be like, "Good night."
So you knew?
Like, of course I knew.
So you were aware? And you just rolled over and
yeah,
bro, he's like legitimately upset. He thought that she wasn't aware. Oh, this is not a good video that they should have been doing. They should have left this in the fucking drafts, baby. Oh, so you were aware that I was suffering? I was frustrated and upset? There's some complicated shit going on that we do not know about. They should not have made this fucking video, bro. Oh my god. This is so bad.
I wasn't having sex with you. I was mad at you.
Yeah, bro.
I will say there are going to be times in your marriage where you guys are mad at
Well, I'm not going to say, like, if you're mad and you don't have sex, that's like, obviously normal. But, like, I don't know. Part of me, I wonder. I wonder if part of it's, like, intentional sexual withholding. It's just, I just wonder if that's, like, a punishment, you know?
each other, you should still have sex. But sometimes you
But,
shouldn't.
hey.
Or sometimes it's just impossible because you're just like,
well, so maybe that's more of a guy thing, but I think it could definitely, be similar to the woman, and there are different levels of sex drives, and that can fluctuate.
Sure.
well, yeah, like for me, I was less
true.
sad that we were not gonna have sex, but sad that like we just got into a fight and like, oh, we had a really good day all day long, and now we just got into a fight. What the heck? Like,
you guys fight about?
Good night. Like, I'm gonna sleep this off. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Well, Morgan, I will say.
See, let me tell you, that is a bad idea in my opinion. We're talking about fucking sex advice. Let's talk about relationship advice, boy. Don't go to bed mad, or try not to. Or at least don't go to bed unresolved, right? Because you might still be mad. Try to talk it out before you go to bed. You don't want to have scary zombie dreams, guys. When I'm fighting with my wife and I go to sleep, I have dreams that people are pulling my teeth. That's not true, but sometimes I have those dreams and they scare me. Yeah, my wife and I try to really do our best to not go to bed mad. And the unfortunate reality is there's always going to be like one person, depending on the situation, who's going to be the one who will refuse to approach And sometimes, like, if you can be the partner to swallow your pride in that instance, you should try to be the one to swallow your pride, because it's always going to be somebody different. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where if one partner's failing, the other one has to pick it up. It's like when either my wife or I are sad, the other one is usually not. It's almost like a response. The other one like tries to be there to support the other person, and it's the same thing with that. So somebody has to swallow their fucking pride and approach the topic of like, hey, you know, do you want to talk about this? You know. Don't eat mac and cheese and eggs. I don't eat mac and cheese. I'm gonna have eggs though when I get off. Now that you mentioned that, I have hard boiled eggs my wife made.
Hearing you so brazenly say you just ignored my emotions, even though you were aware of them. There were times when I would be laying there just so hurt, realizing, okay, I get it, we're in a fight or whatever, it's valid, but man, it would mean a lot to me if you were to just kind of roll over,
suck
and,
my dick,
touch my arm,
make me
say,
come.
like, and I know that we're upset at each other.
Oh, you know how absolutely hard that is when you've been a butthead to me.
And I could have done the same thing sometimes, but there's just that
Exactly.
thing of like, I don't want to budge on this. I don't want to budge. But man, just for you guys watching, maybe married people getting ready to be married, if you can just humble yourself and turn over to your partner and scratch their back and say,
Hey, my dick is on my back. If you want to send videos, Discord is a good place to do it. It's $2 a month. You just have to be a YouTube member and link it to your Discord. You can send videos, whatever you want me to watch.
we may not get this worked out tonight, but I love you and let's go ahead and have sex.
And we have done
And
that.
we've definitely done that.
Yes.
I'm looking mostly at our first maybe year or two of marriage. I would say like our sex life.
You know, it's interesting. My wife and I have had angry sex before, but I feel like the kind of angry sex they're talking about is like, I'm angry. Let's just get this over with. The angry sex that my wife and I have is like, I'm gonna fuck. It's a little different. It's a little more intense is the point I'm trying to make. And you know what I'm saying, babe? What's poking me, yeah. It's just a little bit more intense. It's a little part of the it's part of the atmosphere. It's part of what's going on, you know what I mean? I don't want to say anymore.
It was 10 times better than our first 2 years of marriage.
Definitely.
Easily.
Easily.
But that at times was pretty excruciating. I would encourage, go ahead and have sex, even if you're upset at each other. Because I think anytime
Not every time. Can't do it every
I think
time.
anytime we did, it blessed both of us.
Yes.
But I get there might be
Bless
certain
both of
times.
us. God was blessing my cock.
There are going to be times, especially.
Let me christen
for-
your
I
pussy
say
with my
especially for
holy
the woman,
water.
But for me, there were times and have
Bro,
been
you
times
fucking
where
me?
we've gotten into fights that I'm just like almost in shock of like, why? Like I have to go to sleep because I can't even process this right now. Like I was so hurt or just
The
upset.
fuck do you guys have
whatever.
problems?
So
What
it
kind
just
of problems do you have?
It's too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're getting into like how to fight in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But you guys hear what we're saying.
I
Sex is
don't
very
think I
emotional.
do.
Can be.
It
Yeah.
can
Something
be,
to
sure.
think about. All right, guys. What out of those things we shared did you resonate with? Maybe if you're a married person,
All of
did
it.
you resonate
Right on the dot, bro.
with? And you can encourage the single people in the
The part where
comment
my wife
section
doesn't
if
want
you
to fuck me
can
really
relate.
resonated with me.
If you are not married and you're
Just
hearing this,
kidding.
what things are like really kind of intriguing you, piquing your interest? Let's keep the convo in a healthy way
Damn.
going in the comment section. Make sure you've given this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're getting yourself some new merch before it's gone in less than a week.
Yeah. Anyone who purchased merch today will get a handwritten letter from me.
Wait,
Thank you.
But I
Note.
had,
Really?
Yes.
wow.
Sweet.
I didn't tell Paul that.
Really? You're gonna write them a handwritten note, but you to every person that orders today, but you can give me a hand job? You said your hand was tired. Oh yeah, it was tired, but it's not too tired to do this. It's just too tired to do this, but not this, not the writing part. Oh my
What?
goodness.
So you
Today.
You haven't even like announced
I
it.
know. Well, I announced it on Instagram.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Damn,
All right, you guys
you
heard
do
it.
this while they
You
fight.
heard it.
In the world of the word, represent, baby. All
Right,
right.
you guys can't even communicate your fucking business together of how like you're gonna operate with this stuff. No offense, but these guys don't even know how to communicate basic shit. Like apparently they're gonna do like she's gonna do a bunch of signings or signatures or whatever. He didn't even know that. Like why wouldn't you talk about that beforehand? This seems bizarre. Something's off. Something is a little how would you say a sussy? A little a goobery? I don't know, bro. Give me some weird vibes, but okay.
All right, guys, we love you all very
I
much.
do appreciate their honesty.
We will
Yeah,
catch
true.
you
I feel
again
that.
soon. Have hope.
And be free. If you're in the live chat, we'll be right back.
As you may have noticed, we get very few brand deals, which is why our patrons, the names you see here, are
Yeah, same. Okay, interesting video.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.